Free Japan Channel number 19. Today, December 19th, 2023. The time is 6 p.m. Dear listeners, how are you doing? I'm Matsumoto speaking. Here in Yokohama, December 6 o'clock. Outside's already dark. Night has come. This year is about to end. We have 10 days or so. Then the new year 2024 will come. I'm looking forward to this new year. How about you, listeners? Today's topic is Europe versus multiculturalism. This is the title of tonight. Europe versus multiculturalism. Multiculturalism literally means there are various cultures, so diversity of culture. So this is not a bad thing at all. Rather, it can be the great aim of humanity, perhaps. But if this multiculturalism means the influx of immigrants, especially labor immigrants or economic immigrants, then the story is different. Now, Europe is facing the thousands of immigrants from Middle Asia, Middle East, and especially Africa. And most of them are Muslim. Perhaps some of you may have seen the immigrants on the boat heading for Italy, Greece, and going to the EU area. The authorities of Europe is now so troubled by this influx of immigrants. They have no education. Perhaps they have no command of language. But in Europe, the human rights should be ensured, should be guaranteed to everybody. So even these immigrants have the same human rights. Of course, this is a very good thing for Europeans to admit the same rights to immigrants, but the human rights means subsidies, welfares, and these subsidies and welfares are all supported by tax, of course. In Europe, the tax rate is increasing, and many of Europeans now thinking that the reason of this high tax is attributed to the immigrants. Of course, the diversity of humans is a great aim of us, of course, but economic immigrants have caused many troubles in Germany, in France, Spain, Italy as well, and Nordic countries. They have totally different social background and no educational skills. So the original Europeans have trouble dealing with these people. Particularly Islamic people, Muslims, have totally different worldview. So one husband, 4 wives, and 15 children. This is a very common scene in Islamic states, but in the European democratic countries, it is a very unfamiliar scene. And these Islamic families are now heading for Europe. After the pandemic, the global economy is in a slump. In addition, the Ukraine war caused the inflation all around the world. So, especially poor people are in trouble in this economic situation, and they are going to EU area. Then the nationalist movement, or so-called right-wing movement, or far right extreme movement. These movements occur all across Europe. In Germany, Alternative for Germany. This is a very nationalist party. Is gaining its popularity. In France, Madame Le Pen has some possibility to be elected in the next presidential election in France. And not only in France and Germany, but also in Spain, Italy, and Sweden, Finland. There comes the nationalist movement in the election. And in Netherlands, the Freedom Party, this is also far-right party, we won the election the other day, and the top of this party, Freedom Party, declares in front of the press that the Muslims in Netherlands who refuses the secular law in Netherlands should go back to Islamic states where Islamic law prevailed. This far right-wing party is now becoming mainstream. So there are many people at the same time who worries about this tendency in European countries. Immigrant is the most imminent controversial political issue in Europe. Fortunately, here in Japan, we have no such immigrant issues still. But in the future, we never know. I think that looking at the European situation, we Japanese should be very careful about the political decision on immigrant. We should be very prudent, and easy acceptance of immigrants would cause the same huge trouble, social trouble, as the one which now Europe is suffering from. Thank you.